Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make one of my childhood favorites. Ready? Patate alla pizzaiola. You're probably thinking, what is she talking about? It's potatoes cooked pizzaiola style. Pizzaiola is just a sauce made with lots of oregano and garlic. That's it. At least that's how we make it in Naples anyway, or that's how my grandmother and my mother makes it. So that's what I'm doing today. Now, first thing you want to do is go over the ingredients, which we're going to do. You're going to need some new potatoes that I just peeled, some crushed Italian tomatoes, garlic, basil, oregano, and you're also going to need olive oil, salt, pepper, and Parmigiano Reggiano. So this recipe is super simple. We eat it so often at dinner because it's one of the things that you can do ahead of time and then just reheat it and it tastes even better. So my mother used to steam or boil her potatoes. You know me, I just do them in the microwave because they come out really dry, cooked all the way, and they take no time at all. And I don't have to, get another pan dirty. So I just had a little baby new gold new potatoes or whatever they're called in your store. And I'm just cutting them in half. Now this little baby one I'm not going to bother cutting in half, but all the rest of them do need to be cut. Now make sure you have these on a microwave safe plate because these are going to go into the microwave for about 8 minutes. We want them just about cooked all the way through so we can finish them in the sauce. Over medium-high heat, I have a large 9-stick skillet with high sides with about a tablespoon of olive oil. And to that, I'm going to add some garlic. Now you can see the garlic's not sizzling yet. That's because I want to infuse that garlic flavor into the olive oil. And if I were to add that when the oil was hot, the garlic would sizzle, brown, and not develop all the flavor. So you want to cook that up. It'll take about a minute or so for it to come to temperature. And just cook until the garlic becomes lightly brown and very fragrant. We're now going to add our crushed tomatoes, just like so. Give this a nice stir. I just want to season it with salt and pepper. Always to taste, as much or as little as you like. And now the pizzaiola part is the dried oregano. You're going to use about a half a teaspoon of dried oregano. You don't want to use more than that because it's very, very strong. And whenever you're using dried herbs, you want to use them at the beginning of your dish rather than at the end. When we use our fresh basil, we're going to use our fresh basil right at the end, just to kind of bring you back to life. Now, let that cook over medium-high heat for about 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to add our potatoes. I'm just adding in my partially cooked potatoes. Oop, one was stuck there. Give this a nice toss. Make sure the potatoes are kind of covered by the sauce. And now you're going to let this cook for another 15 minutes or so, or until the potatoes have cooked all the way through. And I lower the heat to medium so that we don't, do things too fast and they burn. You know what I mean? So let this go until the potatoes are fully cooked through. My potatoes cooked all the way through. It took about 15 minutes. And look how delicious this looks. It's really nice and thick. It's not watery at all, which is exactly what it should be. Now I'm just going to add in some fresh chopped basil. And I'm going to grate in some Parmigiano. You can add as much or as little as you want. And you want to make sure you do this while it's hot so that the Parmigiano Reggiano, when you stir everything together, it kind of like melts and gets all delicious in there. Smells so, so good. When we were kids, my mom used to make this a lot for dinner, like I said, because she would make it during the day, keep it on the stove covered, and then at night she would heat it up, and then she would flatten it so it's all one layer, and she would take eggs, crack them in a little bowl, and place the eggs on top, put a lid on, the eggs would cook, and it would be one delicious dinner. And it just brings me back to childhood when I think of things like this and smell these kind of smells. Just gonna cut a little piece to taste it because I know it's gonna be really, really hot. And I don't want to scorch my mouth that bad. I need a little bit of sauce. Whoa. Hot. Just like I remember growing up. I'm going to have to show you guys how to make this with veal chops and with steak. But that's like more the traditional way. But for now, you gotta go. I gotta go eat dinner. And I'm gonna see you next time. To get this recipe and others, go to www.laurenkitchen.com. I'll see you next time. Bye!